Okay, now is my English part, and in order to counter the Twitter's restriction policy, I have to do something measures to adjust myself to get used to the Twitter's restriction policy. I think that the Twitter restriction policy will be a short term and it will recover through. But I think that in the long term, the Twitter still have this other measure try to make people be like try to enforce hopefully encourage people to subscribe. And currently, people are refused to get a subscribe, although the Twitter subscription is not very expensive. The problem is that I don't plan to go to the post media, something or else minor media, because I find that minor media has several problems. The first story is that minor media always has a low confidence on the fact check. The major media has a lot of fact check policy, although those kind of fact check policy is very restrictive, but it does work and can make our viewers more you can have relatively correct way to see the post. Okay, but the problem is that if I encourage my viewer to the post or something all else media, those kind of media like me, we like to post they have low budget on the fact check restriction. And if you don't have a budget on fact check, that will be a huge problem. The huge problem is that all of my viewer can get into the account and see my post, but the problem is that they will see all the fake news, they will see all the fake information. Actually, let me remind you that the misinformation in Twitter is still allowed, although the Twitter has some measure to restrict the fake misinformation. But in those minor media, there's no way to restrict those misinformation by level, because they have little budget to do about it. So they will have no restriction on the misinformation. So that is why I don't recommend. I don't care. I don't want myself to get a restriction. To encourage my fans to the minor media like post or maybe, because that I think that the truth is most important thing in my post visual. I want to give my audience the best quality of the message or of the information. I don't want them to get into the restriction, get into the atmosphere which full of the mistreatment. That is certain kind of Russian propaganda that I have been used to. I would like to talk about why I started to become a blogger and posting about this war, why in Ukraine crisis. The first thing is that this is because that I was a Russian fanatic. I was a Russian fanatic since 2011 to 2019. I was a 9-year Russian fanatic. Because at that time, the Russian propaganda, the foreign Russian propaganda is everywhere. And when I was young, I was a senior high school year kid. I was fascinated on the description of the Russian propaganda. I found that the Russia is the very best country, is the best country of the world. But soon after, maybe 6 years to 7 years, I started to realize that those kind of propaganda is not legit. It's not true as I expected. And finally, at 2009, I found that the Russian propaganda totally lied to me. And then the problem is that why then I feel I was deceived, and I feel very angry. Then I started to get rid of I started to I was pro Russia, but after I found out with deceived, I turned around and become the anti Russia. Very well. So that is why I want to become the blogger after the major war outbreak. Although technically the war started at 2014, but the major attack started at 2022. Okay. At that time, and March 1 or March 1st, I have published a video about the I have published a video about how to say about how will what goes on March 1 and 2022, and I say okay, the Russia won't be able to acquire the whole part of Ukraine, and Ukraine they maybe have a problem on acquiring the capital of Ukraine. Also, this is the March 1st, and after the March 1st video, I found that there are many people has something biased problem. They think Russia is very big country, Ukraine is very small country. So a big country can easily take a small country. But this is very this is projected. This is it is a biased judgment, and it is not true. So I become a last year I become a blogger because I want to justify the people's point of view. I share my point of view and share my experience and share my research on the Russian propaganda, and say, oh, this is the fake news, this is the Russian style, and why will be true, and what will be the direction of the world future. Also, this is what I do basically since 2022, and I you can check my YouTube history. Actually, I write a lot on the YouTube history. Okay, so this is first, and the second one is that but this year the thing changed a little bit. Now that every people believe that Russia actually sucks, the Ukraine is strong, so they think the Ukraine can hugely it can counterattack very swiftly to Russia, and require the retake the territory since 1991. Oh, okay. So this is people's majorly point of view, but this become another problem. This year the pro-Ukrainian propaganda is very it's very popular. So everyone believe that kind of propaganda, and believe that Russia will fall really quickly. But the problem is things will not go very quickly. There will be a long process. So this year you can find me have more and more emphasizing. I'm more and more emphasizing about the fact that Russia is still kind of strong, and Ukraine is not as strong as you think. I posted a lot of a series of posts try to justify people's opinion. No, but the problem is that between last year and this year, there are slightly last year because although everyone knows Russia is strong, but everyone has sympathy on Ukraine. So although people doesn't disapprove my opinion, but they support Ukraine, and they like my post. But this year is kind of different. There are people are still sympathy on the Ukraine, but when I say Ukraine is not as strong as another, and people become angry and become try to attack my post, although my post seems logic, and usually for most of the case, after 1 or 2 months, people will finally find that my post is legit, certain kind of legit. But the problem is that I receive a lot more and more cyber attack. Especially that there is a cases that the pro-Ukrainian media, like the No Report, like True Affair, like somewhat, they always like to post a lot of good news on the Ukrainian side, and tend to erase all the bad part of the news. So they are creating a very huge echo chamber. They are creating a very huge echo chamber on the on the pro-Ukrainian side news and make people have the unrealistic point of view on the war and think the war will be over maybe at the end of this year or maybe next year or maybe next year. But honestly, it's very hard for me to deal with this kind of prejudice. This is another bias, another part of bias. But people, last year people bias on Russia. This year people bias on Ukraine. People still cannot have a relatively objective point of view on this war. So this is my currently my situation is this. Like I posted a bit about, I say the Prigozhin was a military genius and he withdraw the troop is because he want to acquire higher power, and he will try to do some Cortica or somewhat, and I received a lot of cyber attack. But the problem is that last week Prigozhin has launched a Cortica, so the people said to the video, oh, I spoke the truth. Oh, why you predicted it right? So I have more than 1,500 fans in 3 days last week. This is good, but the problem is that this kind of scenario will keep going on. So although now I need to transform my style on the Twitter because due to the restriction policy, but I still say this will be a huge struggle for me to have a relatively unbiased news to share the news every day, because in my news I will definitely pull side. The first side is the war line going, the second side is the Ukraine media going, the third side is the Russian media going, and I will try to do the more pro-Argentina, but I think for most of people will think I'm not pro-Ukrainian enough. So this part I will think this will be this will be a challenge for me to post about the summary news, because I think that if I post about the summary news, people will think that this news is not very legit. I take the Russian media maybe too much or somewhat. So anyway, this will be a struggle, and now currently this is my my plan. But firstly, I will try to have a news summary in 4,000 word to 8,000 word every day. The secondly, I will end up retreat. I will not retreat much thing. I will press like but not retreat, retreat the post in order to decrease my posting, so people can easily search my profile and look around my post, and that's all. The third thing is that I will come back and create more YouTube video in order to reduce the reliance on the creator. Currently, I rely on the creator to get fans, especially international one, because in Instagram, in Facebook, in Telegram, majorly I use Chinese. But only in Twitter I have Chinese, English, and Japanese. This is the advantage of Twitter. But advantage of Twitter is that if you write these 3 language posts, this will not be very uncomfortable, because in tweet people are get used to have a second or third post, and for me it is easily can make every post equal. So you can see my post is very equal at Chinese post, at English post, and Japanese post. This is the advantage of Twitter. So based on this advantage, I won't abandon Twitter. I will keep staying Twitter and try to adjust myself to fit the Twitter's restriction policy. And I think this is very good for me, and maybe good for you too, because I will make the post longer but higher quality, and I will delete all the unnecessary posts in order to decrease the amount of my viewer. My viewer will see less or less the chat poster and see more and more quality poster. Or this is the first. And the second one is I will plan to do, if I have time, plan to copy my English post and post on my YouTube. Because YouTube community can have English, and maybe I can post in English and to let the international viewers see on YouTube. Because my YouTube is still on international, it's still international direction. Nearly all my fans are abroad, are from US, Canada, even Russia. So that's my post will be international. I believe this is very appropriate for the international users. Also, I will definitely try to, if I have time, I will try to post on the YouTube community, to post on the community in English version. But for Chinese version, I will post on Instagram and Facebook. Initially, I created my own account on Facebook. I create one fan page in Facebook and it has 7,000 fans. But the problem is that Facebook has the has a ban policy. The rules of Facebook is transparent, and I was sentenced for violating rule and banned for 1 month, 3 times. So now the Twitter is my mainly I'm mainly active in Twitter instead of Facebook. And by the way, the 7,000 fans Facebook page is hacked by an Indian hacker, and now I create another alternative fan page, but the fan page has only 1,000 fans. So I nearly abandoned the Facebook market, but it seems that I need to return the Facebook market because more and more people will return to Facebook and Instagram as well. Okay, so and this is the problem. The second problem is Telegram. I have no idea whether I have interest on creating Telegram channel. I have on a Telegram chat group, but also that chat group is mainly in Chinese. If you use that chat room, you can use that chat room definitely if you don't know Chinese at all, because Telegram has a translation function, so you can translation those Chinese to English. But this is still very uncomfortable for you, maybe. So the future plan is maybe I will create one Telegram English channel, but I think currently for me it's not very attractive for me to create an English Telegram channel, because English Telegram is good, but the problem is that the English Telegram I don't know how many fans will be in that Telegram. Because maybe I get more than 20,000 fans in Twitter, I will create an English Telegram channel for people to watch about. This is currently my plan. Okay, so but the problem is I won't abandon. To make a conclusion, first I won't abandon Twitter because Twitter has something I want. The second one, I will erase the chat. I will decrease the trash post and erase the trash post for to enhance mastery of my post quality. The third part is that I will if I have time, I will repost my English profile on YouTube, English article on YouTube community for people to see. And in future, if I have more friends, I have much more than 20,000 fans, I will create an English Telegram, and maybe in Chinese and English for both I can post that, and it will be dependent. It's dependent for me to the chart, and I think it will be more convenient for you maybe. Okay, so this is the currently my plan on the in response to the Twitter's new policy. That's all. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.